Адреналин, блин. Ну, ничего так. Че, конфеты с коньяком? А что стоят? Все, я их только буду теперь есть. Буду кофе с коньяком пить и конфетами этими заедать. Коньяк с коньяком. Да ладно уж. Эти долгие вечные загрузки. Так. Этому пришла пизда. Что у нас тут? 2 очка. Вот это на 4 повышаем. 6. 6. 6. Блин. Даже не знаю. Ну вот можно вот это, кстати, тоже прокачивать. Давай так. Что-то одно докачать. Потом... Твоего рассудка. Где-то что-то проебал. Ладно. Фрэнсис Сандерс. Предметы. Сколько всякой хуеты. О, кстати, а что, где медицина? 26%. Ну у меня и все. Сбегите из лечебницы. Не жди. Что-то больше ничего нету интересного. Ширнуться чем-нибудь. Так, пришел я вот отсюда, по-моему. Наверное, все-таки давай уж. Какую-нибудь, может, оккультную херню найдем. Да. Хера с два, что мы тут найдем. Ну ладно. Пойдем дальше.
This is insane. What killed him?
Что-то его ёбнуло, это да. Че такое газ? Ёпта. Идем нахер отсюда. А то закрыта дверь, что ли? Понятно.
Damn!
Да, тихо ты,
Yes!
ты чё? Так быстро?
My head.
Later. We need to move on.
Особняк в качестве укрытия. Ёбаный свет, ты кто?
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Бухануть надо, да? Так, давай качнем еще на раз. А, это бабеха. А мне интересно, я теперь могу там дверь открыть?
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Блять, нахуй. Там дверь можно сейчас по-любому взломать было бы. Или уже, наверное, все.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Охуительно себя чувствую.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Да ты забери себе. Ну ладно, давай попиздим. С тобой.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
В смысле она закрыта? Пиздец, блядь.
know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
Сука.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Бля, здесь тоже...
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
Чё?
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital. And called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't
Что
remember the
пиздишь,
events of
по-моему?
the tunnel.
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller. And a nurse. Blood. Everywhere. My legs. The pain. I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed... demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Так, и чё, куда дальше-то? Наверх-то можно? Уйти. А что здесь? Ну давай. Так, не получилось мне победить, ну и ладно. Хер с ним.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders? I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
Да, при мне
That is
причем.
precisely what brings me here.
О, ты что тут делаешь?
Well, look who's here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Ну давай.
May I
потеряем.
inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was
Меня
he?
туда на профилактику положили.
Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
So ask Fuller, he's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you, you'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
Ох ты как.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
Ну, блин.
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other.
Ну,
And when
понятно.
Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Я вот тут по хате повражу маленько.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. Did she really care for him after all?
О, пидор.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists.
Чё?
A house of artists. Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally.
Наконец-то я
What did
увижу
Sarah
тебе глаза.
Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Нихуя непонятно, но я думаю, потом посмотрю.
She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
Нихуя. Просто вырвал
The
прям.
Shambler. I need to see it.
О. Медицина. А я один хуй. Любитель. Да. Ёбнулся маленько. Самую малость. Так. Что у тебя есть из чего интересного в квартире? Что можно тут посмотреть? Отсебнуть, по-моему, да? Нет. Вообще пиздец картина. Здесь и закуша сидит. Ничего больше у тебя тут такого интересного нету. Музыку хоть бы включила. О, что это такое?
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Фонограф. Ну, давай вставим.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. It's inside my head. I see him, behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Тут спрятаться можно, да? Не от кого.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything.
Всем похеру.
I never had the courage.
А, бля, я не
Hey,
открываю.
somebody do it. Inside my head, I see him. Behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes.
Давай закроем дверь. Оп. Ну и чё, она подняла прогресс, и чё-то, блядь. Сколько еще надо-то? Давай. Молот твари. Том 2. Прогресс. Блять, силу даже хватило. А, ну это по-любому бы хватило.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Блять, первый проебал. Первый проебал.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. I could use one of those.
Конечно, Фрэнсису. О, какие-то треска. Что мне это дало? Так, что у меня с оккультизмом? Оккультизм тоже так себе продвигается. 30%. А, что это там было? 40. Я не пойму. А, вот это что ли? Да, я справился, я молодец. Чё, межпространственный бродяга? Нахуй мне вот этот. А, ну если что, можно кому-нибудь дать. Так, ты.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
Да
I've got a
ладно
lot
ты.
of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Ну да.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
А что ты там прочитать хочешь?
A strange Amerindian pendant.
А что это я сразу его не заметил?
Go take a hike, Detective.
Эх, еще что-то надо найти, все будет профессион. Так. Сюда ключ надо. А это закрыто, поди. А нет. Вот. Крыт. А, так. Блядь, я сам закрывал. Ладно. Давай. Откроем и закроем. Где этот бродяга? Так, как и в любом другом лабиринте.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Да какие-то они, блядь, странные артефакты. Какие-то вообще жертвоприношения, блядь. Наверное, делали нахуй майя еще. И все. Молодец. Да. Да, блядь, пиздец, тут персонаж скоро мучится. Ага, вон он, блядь. Ладно. Пойдем здесь пройдемся тогда.
The public entrance to the gallery.
Что-нибудь-то возьми с собой, спиздину, ножичек. Вот это хотя бы. Ты заебал хукать, блядь. Может, тебе света не хватает? Понятно. Мозгов, блядь, не хватает. Отлично. Это тоже он, блядь, не до шумерские, не до эти, блядь, статуи. Ассирийские, ну, непонятные. О, как, блядь, дедушка без глаза. Удалил его. Ух ты, ёб твою мать, нахуй. Вот эта картина. Вот. Прикольно, это вам не оп. Маслица подлили. неспроста эти шкафы здесь стоят, блин. Сейчас съебывать буду.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Ну, блядь, смесь грибов с какими-то хер пойми кого. Ох, сейчас мне пиздец будет, по-моему. Нахуй. Ну и что такое? Да. Что там такое? Да. Кого-то ломает, ну. Человечек. Так, ну вот там он хукает только. Ладно. Блин. Что подалил?
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Блять, ну я же видел такие кинжалы. Здесь, по-моему, были. Не то. Не то. Это не то.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Блять, а где я видел такой кинжал-то? По-любому должен быть. Похоже, не то. Да вот он, блять. Или нет? Похож. А, вон, блять, там валит. Вот он.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Разве нет? Возьми его. Короче, наверное, к нему ломиться надо будет, к этому кинжалу потом. Блять, и чё вы там, бродяги, такого пиздецка? Не подходи к картине. Это что за мразь-то, а? Нахуй. А он слепой, по ходу дела.
What the hell was that?
У тебя телефон, мама звонит. Так, вот как раз до конца. Блять, чё рассудок там не показывает? Че мне надо-то? Эта тварь здесь, между прочим. Блять, я так обосрусь нахуй. Я понять не могу. Вот он. Я, короче, понял. Блять, а где он? Вот он. Блять, вот он. Не успели, да. Так.
What the hell was that?
Он спалил меня. Короче, бежим нахуй.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
И что делать-то с этим ножом, блядь? Я его взял. Блядь.
What the hell was that?
Надо нож, это понятно, блядь. А... Да встаньте, нахуй.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Ну вот что с ним делать, нахуй? Пиздец, нахуй. Почему, блядь, не пишут, нахуй?
What the hell was that?
Да все, успокойся, нахуй.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Может, к нему подкрасться как-то надо, нахуй. Ушел, по-моему. Дурак. Интересно, он шкаф додумается открыть? Блять, как кинжалом пользоваться? Может, в карте. Картину надо воткнуть. Да, нахуй. Руби ему нахуй руку. О. Да, отправил меня. Отрубай себе руку.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Да, да. Сука. Блять. А ей надо это знать? Надо.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Ебануться надо. Это нихуя, если бы вот записку не находишь, и все, и голову ебешь потом, нахуй, какой кинжал, где кинжал, что делать, блядь, с ним. Тут так-то непонятно, что с ним делать. А тут даже зная, нахуй. Да. Не, эта игра намного интересней этого, блядь, Синкин Сити. Там, блядь, хуйня. Шутер такой, не до шутер сделали. А здесь действительно, блядь, напряжно.
Where's the book?
Чё? Где продавец? Так, смотрим. 2 очка куда применить? Здесь надо будет 6. Сила, психология. Поиск. 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 Поиск доскачать. Пусть так будет. Встреча с бродягой. Угу. Хорошо, что только руку. Да. Османский даже кинжал. Сулейман великолепный. Ладно, погнали.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Ну и чё? Хуй чё? Тоже одна осталась. А, нет, здесь одна. А здесь еще, блин, книги 2-3. Так. Чё? Есть что-нибудь для оккультизма качнуть?
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Ну, блядь, где-то первый провафлил. Ну, ладно. большой улов уже заебали, ну. Подольем. Ничего нигде снизу не валяется. Снизу, сверху. Медицинские конспекты.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Прогресс. Да, наконец-то. Чуть пораньше бы. Ну да ладно. Не последний раз к оккультизму прибегаем. Там что-то тоже каморка папы Карла. Что такое?
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Мол, твари. Оккультизм качается. Угу. Блять, и нихуя. Это пиздец, с медициной вообще беда. Блять, сколько книг-то надо прочитать, ну. Ну, еще одна нужна. По-любому где-то должна быть. Так, тут я был, по-моему. Надо маслица подлить. Не показалось?
What happened here?
Давай посмотрим, что тут произошло.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Ну вот.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Или париться, разбил стекло и все.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably. This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Ну да, поразбил тут все нахрен. То, что неуклюже, ему похеру просто было, он что-то тут Короче, картина, да? Как много всего.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Плохой вор.
What killed all these animals?
Животных. Тараканы, блядь. Ну.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Не должно хватить.
What the... Charles Hawkins? What's happening to Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Твою мать.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Ну чё, книгу? Туда нельзя. Что такое? Что еще от меня надо? А.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Хоп.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
А. Ну, через 30 минут ты скажешь. А мне кого тут одеться, выйти? Да, это понятно. Чё? До 3 цилиндров. В греческом слое. О, как. Ага. Вы еще скажите, что не хватило. Не хватило. Так. Что за херня?
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Ничего не говорю. Все его пиздярят, ну.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Так, в итоге блять, а где греческий пиздец? Где написано там? В 3 цилиндрах, скрытых там, где жизнь и учение объединяются в греческом слове. Жизнь и учение в греческом слове.
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Блять.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Архимская антология.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Ну, про Арkham все знают. Блять.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Где? Будем слушать. Я что-то патефон, может, проебал здесь, ну?
Things are not looking good.
Ну, ее надо открыть. Че, она не открывается? А. Блять. У меня банка с креатином была вот так, с такой же, блядь, с таким же замком, ну. Ага, вот. А,
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
че?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Вот.
The Queen has little protection. The Queen has little protection.
Нихуя не пойму. Это красные камни, блядь.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Возьму, блядь, это 9, допустим. Какие камни, хуй пойми, ебать. Чё-то сказал.
What did Drake say about this collection?
9
Drake
том,
talked about a
2
particular
том,
volume. So these are the volumes that
3
Drake... What did
том,
Drake say about
1
this
том.
collection?
Где 9? Я не вижу 9 том. Пизде.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
4.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
Стой, блядь.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Седьмой. Где еще два?
So these are the volumes
Wow.
that Drake was talking about in his message.
Блять, и чё? Дата рождения? Хер его знает. В 1890 он родился. 189 без ноля. Не думаю. Хуй знает. 9-й том, вот он.
What did Drake say about this collection?
А чё он говорил, блядь, я её читал постоянно, ну.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Ничего с королевой. И вообще, что за камни, ну?
The Chalice
вот,
of
Грааль.
Knowledge.
Узор. Какой, блядь, узор? Блядь, и где чё, ну? Ёбаный рот. Ну вот, ну это чё, блядь, ну? Что это? Ебать, не семерка, ничего. Чё это такое, блядь? Вот чё это нарисовано? Сука, заебанец, нормально зашифровал. Сапфиры, рубины. Рубины это синий с красным. Сука. Ну вот трещина в виде чего? Это пиздец. Ну ладно. А чё с этой хуйней? Где она, блядь? Хуй знает, чё с королевой с этой.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Две лошади и тура, и чё?
The Queen has little protection.
Тут тоже какая-то цифра, блядь. Блин, ну может. Может быть тройка. Ну посмотрим, хуй его знает. Тройка. Хуй, да? Хуй, да? Хуй. Пятерка, значит, была там, нахуй, на этой. На кубке, блядь. Какой пиздец опять будет. Опять я в институте. Ну, пиздец. Человеческая кожа. А, вот так. Я еще в чужом теле теперь играю. Тоже нихуево. Ну давай, грузись быстрее, пожалуйста, а. Ну что так долго-то, сука? Грузится долго, заебал он.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
А, я за бабу играю.
Very well. I'll examine him. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky. 30-year-old subject, severe hypothermia, erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums, necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
А, то есть все сразу, блядь.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Cogan, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
Aha. А, блядь, я же не в нем.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Это тоже хер, да?
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
Ты чё?
Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Нихуя у них отопление вообще мощное.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out. I'll just sleep a bit more.
Ну, спи, спи. Пока над тобой опыта не провели.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
Схожу потом. Ну ты там можешь, чё?
What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room.
Ну ты
Not where I
возьми его,
expected to
блядь.
find it. The key to the boiler room.
О,
Not where I
блядь,
expected to find
ебанутая.
it.
Похуй, что он тут делает, блядь. Возьми и все.
Intoxication from breathing organic vapors. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Ну, кого-то выписали. Чё с ним? Ну-ка, рассказывай.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
Ирен Сандерс. А хера ли она тут делает?
Mrs. Sanders?
А ты что тут делаешь? Ты что ж нормальная была, блядь?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
только что спасли больного. А, вот что там за дверь была?
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Блять, и чё?
This place draws you in and never lets you go.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the back.
Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I've tended to her, and I have good news. Her blood analysis is reassuring. Her kidneys are as new.
Are you talking about the same person? This is miraculous.
She's still recovering, but you may speak to her upon her awakening.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor. We'll wait for her to wake up. We've been here since this morning, so it won't make a difference. Thank you again, Doctor.
Что-то, по-моему, я напиздел нахуй. Я не помню такую бабульку. Ебать, как тут много всего.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
You did good work. The tranquilizer is kicked in. Now you can disinfect and bandage his wounds.
Thank you, Doctor. And as to his weight loss?
I'll prescribe an antifungal treatment for his dysgeusia. In the meantime, feed him intravenously.
It'll be done.
Опа, клятва Гиппократа. Вот так вот, ну. Я врач-то врач, ого-го. Всех вылечу. Как айболит, блядь, местный. Да. О, ты чё тут?
Watch out for the water, doctor.
Чё, поосторожнее, чего, у воды? Ну, закрой-ка дверцу за собой. Что это такое? Там где-то был же мой. Или нет, по-моему, даже. Куда я пришел? Какая-то уборочная. Блять, у меня тут хреново как-то.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Ох
I
ты
have little time for
какая!
you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things
Какие
to
у
do.
тебя дела, блядь? Дела прокурора. Я так, делишки. Так. Бойлером.
I don't have any business in the boiler room.
Но. Фарма.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high. We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
Ну, блядь, шайка пидорасов, ну.
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor.
Once again.
Can't...
Donovan takes her...
Ебни с дороги.
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
Идите дальше.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag.
Тут что такое?
I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so...
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Надо взять ключ и идти в бойлерную, не ебаться там смотреть, ну, все. Что это за хуйня? Центы. Ой, ух, ебать, тут для буйных, видимо. Или это фитобочка? Так, я уже заблудился в этой больнице, ну. Закройся нахер тут. Как он? Батроммен. Что такое? Это был, по-моему. Да, я тут был. Администрация. Здесь больные.
The door to the boiler room is locked.
Блять, она закрыта нахуй. А, я тут что видел. Я вот тут что-то шел. А, да, блять.
Dr. Colden?
Dr. Colden.
Может, сейчас она ключ возьмет от бойлерной.
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
Thank you. I'll be going.
Что-то не сделал.
Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room.
Блять, ключ от бойлерной. Блять, хуй пойми где.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work. Where did my fiancée go?
Всем похуй,
I hope
куда
those
он.
nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
Tell me your symptoms.
I have headaches. And I can't sleep.
Do you suffer from insomnia?
No. Look, I don't want you to laugh at me.
Ethan, if you don't trust me, then who?
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh. There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Бесит меня.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Так, это что такое? А это хуй пойми, что такое. Это что такое?
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Чё?
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
С администрации. Блять, вот здесь же за ключ летал.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
Ты кто такая?
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Сука какая. Бля, где я ключ видел, сука, от сраной бойлерной? Теперь хер сразу не взяла и все. Бля, здесь где-то, наверное. Нет, по-моему, не здесь. Заходит. Ой, бля, пиздец нахуй. Чё он сразу не взяла ключ? Я теперь не помню, где он, блядь.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Ну, где-то в столе, сука, лежала. В каком хуй его знает?
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Ну, пусть еще поварится или что уже. А. Вот где теперь? А, вот здесь.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Не знаю, надалей кипятка, почему бы нет.
Dr. Colden?
А где я свой-то кабинет видел, между прочим? Это что, столовая? О как.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Ты как-то вышел, блядь, нашел. Свой кабинет. А где он теперь? Бойлерная. Фуллер. Или мне показалось, был свой кабинет. Что это такое? Storage room.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
Ты чё, ёб... Ну, кладовка, блядь. Ну, комната сторожей, ну.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself.
Все, заебало. Блять, ну почему так все? Блок Б. А где? Я же видел, блять. Kitchen. Или что, мне приглючило, что у меня есть мой кабинет? Ну, администрация. Bathroom man. Че, блядь, нет моего кабинета, что ли? По-моему, уже по кругу бегу и хуй знает, это что такое. Сургицалвард.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Да, он там писает. Это что за хуйня тут? Я тут был. Короче, у меня нет моего кабинета, но я его видел. Наверное. А может, мне показалось. Здесь пациенты лежат. Да. Все, сейчас, значит, пойдем. Ой, селенок не хватает.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Так. Давай, ладно, буду заканчивать сейчас. Чё? Отвлеките Донована, отключите воду, найдите подходящий инструмент. Подходящий инструмент. Ну, это по-любому надо, блядь. Накладывай, сейчас я пока тут маленько пробегусь. Где-то в подсобке. Да, вот он. Сторож в комнате для сторожей. Пиздык нахуй.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Ах ты. Вернитесь к Элизабет. А кто такая Элизабет? А, это которая, по-моему, что-то там на воду жаловалась.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Ну и чё мне теперь? Ладно. Здесь сохранюсь. Я так понимаю. Вот она попиздила.
Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy.
Да.
Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here.
Все, теперь можно выходить. Все, ладно. Игра ж сохранилась. Чё, куда?
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
Как неожиданно.
Conclusions? Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
First, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It's fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Блять, лежит.
Why is Ethan on medication?
Что надо от меня еще?
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
Все, по-моему.
I must go back to the basement.
Ну все, теперь точно все. Ёпта. Замудрили. Не, намного интересней.